Hello, my name is Debra Balestreri, and I am honored to be a part of the 10th International Workhouse Clay International Exhibition in 2020. And with me is my work in my studio at the moment, and I am located in Stafford, Virginia. And a little bit about me, I actually work at the Workhouse Art Center. I am the Director of Visual Arts Education, and I've been there since we opened our doors in 2008. And during that time, I've exhibited nationally, and most of my work is sculpturally based. However, just this year, I've also established a pottery brand called Corgi Clay. And so I'm kind of in both worlds of both functional and sculptural ceramic work. I also am an adjunct professor at the University of Mary Washington, located in Fredericksburg, Virginia, and I'm alumna from that university as well. So absolutely love that program and love teaching for that program. I've been teaching ceramics, design, sculptural methods for well over a decade, quite a long time, and it's just a real honor to finally be involved in such a prestigious exhibition such as this. As far as a little bit about me and my style, my direction, for me, figurative work is fundamental to expression. A lot of times through my sculptures, I'm attempting really to capture just a moment in time, that freeze frame that a photographer can do, but through a sculptural three-dimensional media. So the idea of the gesture is really important to me because as an artist and as a maker, I'm a very gestural person. And when I talk, I'm very gestural. And when I'm in front of a group, I'm that way. So I know that our mannerisms, the way we articulate and the way we move our body, that all voices who we are and our character to the world, and to whoever's listening to us. So the idea of gesture is just kind of inherent and essential to meaning and to understanding and to story and to narrative. So typically what I do in my work is try to freeze frame that moment. So the work here on my right is the work that was accepted into the exhibition, and this work is called Capture. It is mainly a earthenware clay. It's a white earthenware clay. These are forms that were molded after my own hands. I use my personal body as reference. I don't tend to work from the model. I just try to photograph myself or work while I have myself with me. I can just kind of watch my mannerisms, pose myself into the direction I'm trying to mold and create. They are typically, when I build this way, I build solid. So I will build an armature frame of some sort with wire and wood, and then build very solid on that clay form. And once it gets to a certain temp, I'll go ahead and gut the piece, break it apart, compress it down, reattach it, and then send it through a very, very, very slow bisque firing for multiple hours. The finish, what you're seeing here is an underglaze that's been sprayed on. So there's not a lot of glaze on this piece at all. It's all underglaze, and purposely done in such a way where I have this gradation from gray up to this kind of light hue of pink. The additions of the butterflies were also underglaze. They do have a clear coat of glaze on them, and that's the only part of the piece that actually has a kind of a shiny, glossy look to it. The rest of it's very matte. Also, there is a wood piece at the very bottom here that I cut and to kind of give the whole form a little bit more of a pedestal look and a little bit more lifted off the ground. The inclusion of the butterflies is really kind of speaking about that primordial connection to the planet that we have as a human. The gradation of the skin tone is also kind of meant to suggest that moment of rebirth. And the butterfly itself has got a very long and rich history, cultural history, of dealing with that concept of rebirth, of being reborn. So that's purposely why I decided to paint the work the way that it's been treated, with this kind of gray, muted, almost neutralized tone, kind of emerging out into something fresh, fleshy pink. And that's kind of what you're seeing here. And I'll give you a little bit of a close up to some of the detail. As I told you before, I modeled this after my own hand, so I imagine as I continue to do this and my body changes, so will the forms, which I kind of enjoy to show that evolution of the process. There you go. So for me, the symbolism, I'm really compelled to create work that is about that connection of earth. I work in a medium that's clay. It's earth made. It's about as close as I can get to being a creator, is taking something that's been, produced from this ground that we walk upon and making it into a beautiful object. So all of that idea of connectivity kind of comes back in my work in some way, sculpturally. And yeah, so that's a little bit about me and about the piece that will be on display at the Workhouse Art Center for the Clay International exhibit. And I believe we will also be showing it virtually as well. So I hope you enjoy the work and come to see the work if you can, or watch some of the videos virtually that artists are producing. And if you would like to see more of my work, as you can see, I've put my website, my Facebook, and my Instagram right here on the board. So feel free to look me up, like me, friend me. And thank you again for including me in this exhibition. I'm very honored. Thank you.